Yeah, we suck right now. The culture is actually
like, I'm just praying for the Lord to deliver me from the pick sixes.
As the new NFL season officially begins with the start of free agency, there are unfortunately some things we must go over. New rules. As with most things the league has done, it's allegedly meant to improve the game, but some of them have led to more controversy than not. One of these changes that totally won't cause this is the banning of the hip drop tackle. Any infraction called by officials will now be 15 yards and an automatic first down. Another judgment call penalty and a league plagued by them. Oh, wonderful. The replay booth can now review instances of roughing the passer and intentional grounding. But knowing how well the pass interference reviews went, my hopes aren't high. What could be ironically useful are the new kickoff rules. They had to do something about them. The kickoff had been relegated to nothing but touchbacks for the most part. If you watch the XFL this past year, there'll be a slightly modified version of them. The kicker kicks off at his 35-yard line, and the kickoff special teams line up at the opposing 40. All but two players on the return team line up at the 35-yard line, not to move until the ball is received by a returner. The goal for the kicking team is to hit it in the landing zone, between the 20 and the goal line. If a ball lands or goes out of the end zone for a touchback, the ball is spotted at the 30-yard line. If it goes out of bounds, it's spotted at the 40 like it was before. Onside kicks also must be declared, thus eliminating surprise onside kicks. We'll definitely be complaining about these things in the future, but their newest gift to us comes with 2 games on Christmas. Wednesday football is back after a 4-year hiatus. The NBA is seething in the corner. So this is an interesting turn of events. Instead of sitting on their laurels and being content with things as I had feared, the Steelers are being aggressive in patching holes. The malcontents are being shipped off with haste. Deontay Johnson, your actions are borderline cancerous, get the fuck out. Kenny Pickett, your hands aren't anywhere close to the size of your ego, get the fuck out. Chuck Okorafor's been lying in a ditch for 6 months and Trubisky is just trash. Volunteers, not hostages. Although with how Patrick Queen's being paid, he's far from a volunteer. The Steelers actually paid a premium free agent? He'll be a massive upgrade at the position, as long as he wasn't completely carried by Roquan. Fuck it, Baltimore got a king, but we hail to the queen. Hail to Deshaun Elliott and Dante Jackson as secondary help. For Darrell Patterson, the new kick returner for a new age. And hail to the new quarterback tandem in the bird. We ride or smelt or forge or whatever with Russell Wilson. Paid mostly on Denver's dime. We also ride with Justin Fields. Kenny replacement acquired for pretty much nothing and should prove useful in this endeavor. They're just picking up everyone I shit on to fuck with me, and I respect it. What the hell is wrong with me?
The Pittsburgh Steelers select Troy Fautanu, tackle, Washington.
This will hopefully end the Dan Moore Jr. experiment at blindside as it should have been last season. I've been begging the Steelers to solidify their offensive line for years. Guess what they did in the draft? Solidify their O-line with 3 of their first 5 picks. Fautanu should slot in as an immediate day 1 starter, as well as Zach Frazier. With the running attack they have, they're hoping to maul in the trenches. I will never complain about solidifying the O-line. As we've seen the Steelers study, if they don't thrive, the offense sputters. And this will be done with an American Samoan with the first name of Troy picked in the first round. Surely we haven't seen this before. There are 3 truths in life: death, taxes, and the Steelers bullshitting their way to another 9-win season via Deus Ex Machina. They'll do it even with the withered husk of Russell Wilson and Cordell Stewart 2.0 under center. Arthur Smith mangling the offense to his heart's content, don't care, 9 wins minimum. As long as TJ Watt keeps wrecking shit on defense, they'll be fine. He's hurt, they're completely fucked, but Brendan Ayuk's gonna arrive and save this offense from a horrible fate of Matt Canada's disease. Well, hopefully. Been saying this for about a month, yet nothing has changed. Who's the number 2 receiver on this roster? Van Jefferson. Oh, Lord. The only thing worse might be bringing in Cam Sutton after playing GTA IRL. Patrick Queen will hopefully fix the linebacking core, and Tomlin will still remain to go 9-8 for eternity. Did you seriously think Pittsburgh was going to have him as a lame duck? His team dragged their feet for ages, firing Canada for crying out loud. Now, only if that offensive line could congeal into something. The AFC is a lot like recent years. Very wide open, but seems to lack the true power that it once had. Most of it has to do with general aging and salary cap constraints, but there's a lot of intrigue and probabilities to go around. You can make an argument for many teams here to make the playoffs, and that's a good thing for us all. The AFC East particularly has a new opening. While it's available, I still feel that Buffalo squeaks by despite competition from the Jets and Dolphins. The AFC North, it's still the Baltimore Ravens. They've always been a strong regular season team. The AFC South is very interesting. Every team's got a legit shot, but I'm choosing the Texans due to their talent level. The AFC West is still the Chiefs because God hates us all. But wild cards? Damn, that's tough. I'm going with Cincinnati, the Jets, and Jacksonville. Honestly, just throw darts in a billboard and you'll have a better chance at picking them. Such is how we all like it. Preferably with endless chaos. The Atlanta Falcons. Brand new coaching staff. Brand new quarterback room. Elite weapons all over the offense. Same old shit year in, year out. It's impressive to take a modest type and slowly suffocate it until all oxygen is wiped without a trace. Pittsburgh is 90% TJ Watt and Chris Boswell, for fuck's sake. The Steelers didn't score a single touchdown and they still won. How'd they do it? Look to Cousins. Kirk, if you're gonna be a generational bag securer, at least pretend to play well before you grift. No answers for that defense whatsoever. That second half of his was especially brutal. A group whose most targeted wideout was Ray McLeod. I know Arthur Smith was in attendance, but you're not supposed to pay homage. Self-destruction on a team-wide scale as the Steelers simply wait for them to make mistakes. And the Falcons definitely did. A disastrous throw into double coverage for a pick. That's the Atlanta way. When will I ever stop drinking the Kool-Aid? Probably when the Steelers stop controlling the AFC North. Just as we all predicted. Is it enough time to wonder if the Broncos chose the wrong side in the Civil War? Russ wasn't any good with them, but Sean Payton may be the true cancer in the organization. Where the hell is the offensive vision? Where is anything resembling even the basics of an offense? Against the Steelers and their defense, it was misery defined. Denver didn't get the luxury of a quick or clean death. Pittsburgh was a stubborn boa constrictor that slowly wrapped itself around their body and squeezed whatever life and hope they had in 60 minutes. I'm just shocked the Steelers scored a touchdown. A passing touchdown of all things. But that was about it. The Arthur Smith pizza delivery offered nothing in the second half and the Broncos still rode to their death. Bo Nix isn't ready, and I don't know if he'll ever be. No running game, no receiver separation. Their best offensive weapon was Broderick Jones. He isn't on the team. Onside kicks on the final drive? Who needs to do that with one timeout and less than 2 minutes remaining? Is Peyton trying to get himself fired, or is he allegedly stealing painkillers again? Yes, the Steelers are 2-0 with the most miserable football imaginable, but you can see what they're trying to do. You can't with Denver. It's gonna be a long year, Perna. Enjoy the Russell Wilson game ball out of pettiness. It says something as to how unbelievably bonkers a week is when the most normal game involves the Chargers and Steelers. These two franchises. Normal. At least I know what the hell to expect from both groups. Pittsburgh's going to slowly crush teams to death with their defense and an offense that can occasionally do things. The Chargers will find ways to extract the horrible pain that their 74 fans in LA didn't know they still had. It's truly amazing. A tight game with both teams showcasing regimented football unraveled for Liquid LA faster than Spanos can get fucked. In Pittsburgh, everything will die. Hope, harmony, and health? Gone. Justin Herbert re-aggravated his ankle injury and it was downhill from there. Joey Bosa, Rashawn Slater, and Joe Alt. One-way tickets to the Blue Ten of Doom. Like a young Disney star, sterile and inoffensive until corrupted by outside forces in the second half. The Steelers are the harbingers of despair. 3-0 with the most plotting brand of football this side of Arthur Smith. They look damn good too. Even scored a touchdown longer than 40 yards. Through the air. Thought that was illegal. Maybe they really are going to the Super Bowl. Nothing quite like a Tomlin team going on the road and laying a gigantic egg against a supposedly weak opponent. Don't be fooled, this wasn't playing down, they just played like shit. And that was with Anthony Richardson being due for his routine injury and removal from the game. But what that means? The glory. Joe Flacco in the flesh. The legend has returned. His old man strength and elite quarterbacking will expose every weakness of this supposedly elite defense. Just run everything away from TJ Watt. Going weak side to emphasize the loss of Alex Highsmith was some solid scheming. Flacco's guidance prevented his opponents from getting off the field. A completely embarrassing day for the Black and Gold Brigade. The fact that the Steelers even had a chance in hell of winning this game is surprising considering how flat they looked for huge chunks of the contest. Can't establish the run, can't control the trenches, Justin Fields having to do everything while running for his life. Game over. Indy earned this. Solid coaching and scheming job by them despite more injuries. Pittsburgh just botches a snap on the final drive to put it out of reach. Welcome to Steeler football. Enjoy the ride. Steelers are like that mid-game boss that has unbelievably predictable patterns and should be breezed over in about 3 minutes. If they suddenly pull off an unblockable one-hit kill move forcing you back to the last checkpoint. The agony will be prolonged with a lengthy weather delay and it will be further lengthened with endless bullshit. Welcome to death. Dallas doesn't have their 2 leading pass rushers, a banged-up secondary, and no linebacking core, yet the Steeler offense can do nothing. The Cowboys have been doubling them up in yardage all game long. Shit, this shouldn't be close. Dallas should be leading by 20. Yet the powers of Deus Ex Machina and high-end talent arrive. Turnovers at the most inopportune times. Repeatedly. Why, you say? Because fuck you. Both of these teams are pretenders milking past glory, but narratives must be maintained. Black and Gold Brigade will finally move the damn ball to not only score a touchdown, but take the lead in the 4th quarter. Fortunately, the Cowboys' offense has been a machine all night. They'll push the envelope all the way to the goal line, but things are getting tense. The bullshit was almost real with a forced fumble, but Dak saved it at the last moment. 4th down has come. If you fail, Jerry's gonna kill one of you at random.
Prescott. Crossing is caught for the touchdown. It's Tolbert.
Call off the assassination. I'm supposed to be happy for you that you won? Spent every opportunity trying to piss away the game yet escape because the Steelers think it's the 1950s. Maybe next time the priciest tea in football can actually make a stop when it matters instead of fluky splash plays. Or maybe their offense won't be hot garbage. Oh well, such is life. Of all the bullshit and Deus Ex Machina I've witnessed with the Steelers, this was the most bullshitty of them all. It was an incredible sight to see. I firmly believe the Steelers Venmo'd the refs a few $100,000 before the game to give them every significant call. It started as the standard play-down to competition Tomlin special. But the Raiders are run by idiots. They give the ball to a white boy running back. TJ Watt does his standard superhero act to give the Steelers the ball in routine order. Justin Fields threw a terrible interception. Wait, there's a flag for a bullshit roughing the passer penalty. Body weight. What a fucking crock. Pittsburgh takes the TD and towels fly throughout Las Vegas. Who the fuck blocks Jeremiah Moon on a punt? No one, that's who. 3rd and long, leading to a punt. Oh my, another flag. And even more bullshit roughing the passer penalty on Max Crosby. This incredible MacGuffin leads the Black and Gold Brigade to another touchdown. Raiders have just scored 6 of their own thanks to bad defense. It's okay, just wait for the flag. There we are. An eligible man downfield. What a pity. They'll just have TJ Watt do more anime bullshit to force a fumble at the goal line. I don't get what the Raiders see in AOC since he fucking sucks, but it leads to a Steeler victory, so 9-8 Super Bowl lives on. It's not even a good one since Pittsburgh played like shit, but ref ball's on their side. What's there to complain about? No one cares for the Raiders. They are ass. Shoo. Go trade Devontae for a day 2 pick and be on with your life. You sure you were only a Devontae Adams away from making a push, Jets? If this Steeler game said anything, you're so fucked you may as well be named Alexis Texas. Against a team riding the debut of Russell Wilson and a coach going Lone Ranger, New York only rode the same old ride as they have before. A dead franchise before them with a fan base wanting Justin Fields and the game suffering through a 15-6 deficit before half. Like Donald Trump in attendance, perhaps they should have stopped the count. Pittsburgh proceeded to score 31 unanswered points. Turns out Devontae can't solve their lack of a running game, shitty kicking, or surprisingly bad defense. Wasn't this defense supposed to be elite? You're giving up over 400 yards to the Steelers? You suddenly can't stop the run? Russ was throwing ducks and go routes to George Pickens all game and they still couldn't stop them. They needed this win badly. And all New York did was butt fumble like they butt fumbled everything before. Know how bad the Jets were? Pittsburgh scored 37 points in a game. The first time it's happened since 2021. I forgot what this felt like. An offense that might be slightly competent. In this NFL, such a weird feeling. Aaron Rodgers handpicked his team and it's hilariously gone to complete shit. He'll snark at the media for it, he'll be okay. There's too much sports ball on this channel. I'm so glad I'm gonna be able to do a different video for once. Look at all I have to get to. A long overdue NHL video, MLB season debriefing, legacies of failure. So much to choose from and I'm allowed to... You are fucking... There will be no respite. Football will consume us whole. Of course it had to be another NFL game. Of course it had to be this goddamn series. Oh well, I was due for one of these sooner or later. For the first iteration of this drugged up year, let's bring in the New York Giants from stage left. The luster has worn off the Brian Daboll regime. After losing their bell cow running back as well as their core identity as a team, the G-men have derped all over the field in 2024. Everything running sideways as Daniel Jones becomes the scapegoat. Trust me, he's far from the main issue. I think Saquon running all over them the week before more than proved that. Today, they have traveled to a land of three rivers. The Pittsburgh Steelers are once again looking to feast on an easy early season schedule. They have to. Have you seen that end-of-year stretch? 5-2 by bullying the shit out of a Jets team acting like a league darling only to reveal they're in debt up to their eyeballs. The Black and Gold Brigade is riding. With Russell Wilson leading the charge, the offense was able to do something rare these past 5 years. Move the football. Very stunning for all of us. On a primetime Monday night, the Yinzers are frothing at the mouth. They want to consume souls. Joey Porter will be the first man to eat them. He says they're delicious. As the game gets underway, the Steelers receive ball first. And the script says for them to generate offense. Oh, glorious offense. Look, I get it's a pizza delivery man running it, but when you have to deal with flaccid Canadian bacon, anything's delicious. A strong and balanced attack taking them all the way to the end zone for a touchdown to George Pickens. Oh, god damn it. Broderick, you were supposed to be the salvation of the O-line, not a bitter disappointment. Dude's nearly ripping people's heads off. What the hell, brother? Why do you betray Pittsburgh like this? Now they're forced to get yet another Boswell bailout. But as long as Danny Boy doesn't do anything like find his deep ball, they should be, for fuck's sake. This is far too much offense for the Giants. Crumble in the red zone with self-inflicted wounds and force a Greg Joseph field goal. Tie game. Will the end zone be found in these troubling times? With this pass to Darnell Washington? Possibly. Thank you, Turf Monster, for eating up a Giants defender. Najee turns into King Henry for a play and maybe a day, and then the offense scores a touch. Bad. Why? You had the touchdown if you ran a better route, my dude. So there goes another opportunity to score. More work for the Boz. Now the G-men will attack. Less of a bang-bang drive, but slow and methodical, kind of like the IRS. Plus some roughing the passer added in for good measure. Working in all their weapons, death by 1,000 paper cuts. Offense the way the Giants want it. And as we move into the second quarter, they'll keep punishing Pittsburgh by tush-pushing their way to the top. More and more punches delivered until the glorious salvation. A true touchdown from the unexpected source of Chris Manhertz. Apparently the best defenders of the offenses themselves. Malik Neighbors wasn't set before they snapped the ball. That's a legal formation. So add another field goal to the piles, we're tied up again. Can we see the end zone for the first time today? Maybe the Steelers will do it. The same balanced attack with play actions and running plays aplenty, making relative ease of this Giants defense. And as they push forward, the glory is revealed. A touchdown. An honest-to-God touchdown. I'm gonna cry.
Hold it!
I really am gonna cry. Fucking horse shit. I don't care if he never got his other foot down. Give him the goddamn touchdown. Do it for everyone watching. We don't need more field goals. We have enough of that shit at home. Oh, Lord, Tomlin's challenging it. If there's one thing he's never learned, it's coach's challenges. He loses a ton of them. Look up his record over the last decade. I'm not kidding. So, yes, another field goal is scored. Both teams shooting themselves in the foot today. Lovely stuff. But on this next drive, we get a wonderful sight that we haven't seen all game long. Punting. The Steelers also didn't want to be left out, so on their next drive, they falter and are forced to punt as well. Unfortunately for the home crowd, Daniel Jones threw an accurate ball and Darius Slayton didn't drop it. That happened again as well. They get to field goal range, but fortunately can't screw up another touchdown opportunity this time. So another kick through the uprights it is. What a game this has been. Tied at 9 with the end zone as chaste as a convent nun. Never to be touched by humans. Merely dreaming of the nectars within. More failed drives and punting is our reward. The porous O-line has been breached. More of Denny Derps' brain matter lying on the turf. Oh, how he would dream of a touchdown in these dark times.
I think he just had a mental error there, not helping his left tackle.
Flag is down, returned by Austin. Plenty of room, great return, still rolling. Flag is down, Austin into the end zone, touchdown.
Not what I had in mind, but we'll take it as fans of the sport. Actual touchdowns being scored. And the refs missed several blatant penalties on the play. This was running into the kicker, it should have been a re-kick. Towel twirlers ain't complaining. That is some classic home cooking. It tastes delicious. As Giants fans are rightfully pissed about this turn of events, the only option is to seek revenge. Right after a 3-and-out. And even then, that might be a bit of a stretch. In this time, the arm of Russell Wilson will shine. Go routes until the end of Kingdom Come. One pass to Van Jefferson, avenging his past faux pas. The other to Calvin Austin. This one is special. It's a passing touchdown. Of longer than 20 yards. I feel like I've unearthed long-forgotten memories. Thank you for being terrible, Giants. It's okay, you'll finally be able to get your revenge. Give it another touchdown drive since everyone's getting complacent, and bang, you have yourself a long touchdown run by the increasingly solid Tyrone Tracy. We have ourselves a game again. Now, I don't necessarily know if I'd be going for 2 here, especially with that formation. Wait, what the fuck was that? Seriously, what the fuck was that supposed to be, the swinging derp? This might legitimately be both the greatest and worst 2-point conversion play I've seen in my years. Seriously, we have to give this a deep dive. The more you look at it, the worse it gets. Nobody is blocking Alex Highsmith. No one! There are 5 fucking guys standing there looking at the snap and nobody thought to lay a finger on him. After that, Devin Singletary realizes, oh shit, I lost my guy, and tries to do something way too late. Better yet, when the pass happens, the lineman then try to block. If Highsmith was somehow touched, there were 4 other guys that would have stopped this play. This may be worse than the Colts fake punt. That one was never meant to be snapped. This one was devised to score points. Oh Lord, this is a Lol Cow of the Year nominee. I can't stop laughing at it. It's beautiful. It's so fucking beautiful. A work of art that should hang in the Louvre. Oh man. I haven't orgasmed like that in a few weeks. Seriously, why didn't you just run an inside slant in the one-on-one coverage? I can only think of one play that can amplify that.
Here's one aired out. Pickens! What a grab!
Come on, Russell Wilson! Russell Wilson, come on, baby! High knees! High knees! Oh, come on!
No, only if they could get another offensive touchdown here at Bikino, but alas, there can only be so much joy. Boswell's your fantasy team kicker who's won you at least 3 games this year. Maybe the Giants can win 3 games this year too. Maybe. Well, good news is that they'll get into field goal range, but that's it. Another field goal to Greg Joseph. But this game should be done. As long as they don't fuck it up, we're in the... Oh, god damn it. Hold on a second, let me open up the cheat menu. Up, down, left, right, be a start. Alright, TJ, do your thing.
Here I come.
Pressure off the edge. Watt returns the favor.
Seriously, this man is the damn team. Dude wins the Steelers 5 games a year on his own. I will swear to my grave that Mike Tomlin is not the reason Pittsburgh's still relevant. It's TJ Watt. Please keep him healthy, football gods. He's a fucking wrecking ball. Unfortunately, the offense also wrecks things and they have to punt it back. But these are the Giants. Sure, they're moving it down the field and making this way too uncomfortable for my liking, and please fucking stop this shit for once.
Pressure, passes high, and intercepted by Beanie Bishop.
So, this was a game. Peak Derp and peak Steeler football all at the same time. The Steelers head into their bye week at 6-2, and the Giants season is all but a bye at 2-6. Oh, this one's gonna be immortalized. For all the wrong reasons. Seriously, that fucking 2-point conversion. It's amazing. I
can't get over this play. I can't get over this play. Look at this. Look at this shit. Look at this. I can't look at it.
Game no one expected to be a heavyweight bout 2 months ago, but the sun is rising on both these teams. Washington eager to maintain momentum against all odds, and Pittsburgh facing their first true test. At FedEx Field, the only sounds are the drums of war on both sides. Yet like this fake punt on a 4th and 15, it doesn't come easy. Throwing the ball to James fucking Pierre? That's why the man's a cornerback. He can't catch shit. That error leads to an easy commie touchdown. And the fight will truly begin. Right after this Olamide Zacchaeus muff to trade special teams fuckouts. Balance is the key, but not for the Commies. They need to flash the stuff that makes Jaden Daniels a star in the making. 2 straight drives where they put the highest paid defense to heel, especially Joey Porter Jr. His game will be a nightmare. And with a 10-point lead, Washington's running away with more than a statement win. Pittsburgh needs to respond in kind, and they do. This isn't the Matt Canada and Kenny Pickett show. This is one run by Pizza and Jeebus. They will combine forces and lead to a touchdown, but the struggle continues. Defense is holding their own in the might of life itself. A 3-point deficit feels like 30, but it's become a grind. Washington manages to strike with a field goal, and Russell Wilson counters with the most beautiful arm punt the world will ever see. Even his bad passes are so majestic. As George Pickens proceeds to beat the shit out of anyone within range, this game is still neck and neck. The Commies can't do much with the gift since the receivers can't catch. And Pittsburgh needs to be able to do anything against this defense. And they do. The balanced attack is taking center stage. The Steelers are going to do it. Methodical offense driving Washington to the brink to take the lead in the 4th quarter. Now Pittsburgh will have to try again after another 3 and out for Washington. And the situation is perilous. There is work to be done. Mr. Unlimited will have to go into his bag of tricks to do it. Denver's the one paying him the big bucks. And he'll show he has something left in the tank.
3rd and long. Wilson floats it way upstairs. Williams, he's got it! Touchdown!
Welcome to Pittsburgh, Mike Williams. So weird to see this team have an offense. The more this happens, the more my irrational boner for Pickett goes away. The Steelers have snagged the lead and have no interest in capitulation. But Jaden Daniels is a constant threat. Washington gets another chance. And Zach Ertz secures the ball, but it isn't at the marker. Oh no, a turnover on downs. You'd think they'd have the technology to identify where the ball is in real time or something? It's made things so much easier in soccer and tennis. But it's not over. The Commies still have all 3 timeouts. And Pittsburgh wants to finish them off. 4th and 1. It all comes down to this.
And there is a jump! Washington played into their hands!
That's quite anticlimactic. It wasn't the prettiest win, but the Steelers showed guts and tenacity against a valiant opponent. Both squads have their flaws, but these are 2 playoff contenders that put together an outstanding show. Washington reels in a bitter loss, but should feel little shame. They played well, and their future looks bright. But the Steeler bullshit is just that inevitable. And they might legitimately be going to the Super Bowl. I'm not even joking. Dude, that's incredible. Dude, this is fucking awesome. To the Intermobile! Ravens and Steelers, foes crossed together in life and fate, forever entangled in the stars, locked into eternal battle. Pittsburgh will forever have bullshit in the gods' favor. while Baltimore must yet again experience Mike Tomlin's House of Horrors. Magic so powerful that the pain will be unbearable. Such a piercing burn that the only solution is to rip your own skin off to ease its curse. No matter what the Ravens' offense shall be nevermore. Step into the vanishing act that is Justin Tucker's talent. Where did it go? Did it float down the Ohio? Seriously, Justin, what the fuck? This has to be more than the snap holder. Dude might be mega cooked. Gaze into the mirror and see the distortion of reality and time. Your defense will finally step up to its abilities, not allowing a single touchdown all game, yet being stymied from the most devious of plots. One inflicted on themselves. Failed drives, overthrows, dropped passes, and fumbles, the deadliest of foes in the Steel Hell House. It will forever be just within the reach of victory, but consistently undone by the hands of fate. Russell Wilson throws a terrible interception in the end zone, giving them life, only to get the chance ripped out of their hands when a catch looked all but certain. Now do you see, Baltimore? The game was rigged from the start. Only the fucking Steelers. The bullshit is indeed real. With another Boswell field goal to go up by 8, the insanity is complete. But then Lamar realizes something. The house is nothing but smoke and mirrors. Their escape from this torture is now possible. And finally, the secret has been broken. Lamar finally unleashes his power. A redemption arc for Zay Flowers with only one thing in the way. They have to go for 2.
One play. Jackson flings it. Andrews can't get to it. Jackson keeping it. Jackson fake. Jackson tosses. Incomplete.
Every goddamn time. Without fail. The Ravens keep beating themselves in the most infuriating of ways. I've said it before and I'll say it again. Paper fucking tigers. The defense finally did its job, and this is the reward the offense brings? Where the fuck was King Henry on that 2-point play? In fact, why did they barely use him here? Another Steeler game won with nothing but Chris Boswell's leg. I don't know how Baltimore can't beat the Steelers, but this is reaching Pittsburgh against the Patriots territory. Super Bowl? Play up to your fucking potential and then we'll talk. Now get out and think about what you've done.
A little windy, but not that windy. But the kick wide to the right.
The moment this happened, I knew the Steelers were in for a ride. There are at least 1 or 2 games a year where Tomlin's team plays like absolute shit against a bottom feeder. This was such an example. How do I describe things? You really can't. It was a kaleidoscope of wonder and illusion, where famous Jameis slings and Nick Chubb bulldozes in short yardage situations and Myles Garrett destroys whatever this offensive line is supposed to be. It's more of a shit show with the wind and dog pound howling, but Pittsburgh can't stop getting out of their own way. Fumbles by Cleveland undone by rushed 4th down conversions that fail. Or long drives that are undone by bad snaps, forcing the Steelers to rely on Boswell's leg again. And then the Steeler D breaks under the might of Jameis. Repeatedly. With an 18-6 lead, it seems over, but this is only the beginning. The elemental gods must be heard. Just like that, a snow barrel blast encompasses the stadium. Another iconic moment in football lore. The snow globe. Shaking up the conditions and pelting lake effect snow on the field of play. This is peak football. The ultimate equalizer, a test of strength and spirit. A war where the trenches are both unforgiving and the key to victory. You seriously want to give this up for a dome? That's treasonous. And it proves how fucky this season's truly been. And it's in these conditions where the Steelers will pull it together and plow a clearance to glorious victory. The impossible is reality. Pittsburgh is forged under the magic of a Russ rainbow. They have the lead. This calls for celebration. Famous Jameis concocts one of his legendary turnovers. Pittsburgh can escape with another win. Thrown away by Fields on a deep route. On a 3rd and 4? Dude, come on. So the Browns can take it and drive for a win. A field goal is all but impossible, but they must trudge forward. Until late in the game in Steeler territory. 3rd down and short, it's ruled incomplete. But the pass is called for hitting an ineligible player and they decline the penalty. Wait, so they're accepting the penalty and making it 3rd down again? And now they're calling a timeout when the clock isn't running? And they got burned on the 3rd down. I'll give credit to Jameis. That dude is playing his heart out. But this is standard fare for Pittsburgh. Finish them off, Browns. Just ram it down their throat and end it.
Hands it off. To the end zone goes Chubb. Touchdown, Browns.
A lot of people outside the Steel City ask the same question. Why are you all critical of Tomlin? He's never had a losing season. He's got a future-busting cannon. Well, this is why. He butchered the shit out of this entire game and coached himself into a cardboard box. Does it mean much in the grand scheme? No, this shit happens, but it doesn't make things any less frustrating to watch. Especially on 4th down, Cleveland gets one up in the elements for a small victory in a season of shit. Meanwhile, embracing his Steelers diva arc, George Pickens begins preparations to fight Jake Paul in a boxing match. Pittsburgh didn't play like shit, the weather did it all. The Browns aren't a good team, you know. Sure, George. Very nameless gray faces of you. This team never fucking learns. God damn it. No. Let's close this out with a sermon of hope from famous Jameis.
I am so happy and grateful that the Lord has blessed me to play in some snow, to be in true football weather in Cleveland, Ohio at Huntington Bank Field today to give him the glory. It's a beautiful day.
If you were to tell me that Cincinnati was going to put up 38 on the Steelers before the game, I'd be expecting a 3-score blowout. In no way, shape, or form would I believe that Pittsburgh would be the victor. Yet this is a new era, and it's one so lost it's using a map from the 1920s. I knew Cincy's defense was horrific, but I still underestimated their shittiness. Are they going to try to adjust to the Steelers or anything? It was like shooting fish in a barrel, bungling to give up over 500 yards of offense. To Pittsburgh. Russell Wilson had a throwback to his Seattle days against these boys. Congratulations, Cincy. You allowed the black and gold to score for 40 points for the first time since the Killer Bees. The Escaluzers running on overdrive today. The Bengals were gashing Pittsburgh's pricey D with a run. What the hell did they abandon it? They chose to chase after a game they lost control of an age ago. Joe Burrow can't do every single damn thing with a game plan this one-dimensional. And it faded to a whimper with a strip sack, scoop, and score. One word, Bungles. Dagger. This was do or die and you willingly buried yourself in an unmarked grave. Mike Brown's cheapness lurks in the shadows undoing their ambitions. And the reward is a standard. Another non-losing season for Pittsburgh. The narratives will continue until morale improves, regardless of George Pickens losing composure. It's that time of the year again, when the playoffs start to peek into the picture and we discuss the scenarios at hand. Such a chaotic time, but not really for the AFC. Their picture's pretty much set, barring a collapse or two. Kansas City and Buffalo have already punched their tickets to the dance. Pittsburgh will most likely with another win. Houston's only saving grace is that their division is ass and they have tiebreaker over the Colts. Baltimore, the Chargers, and Denver bring up the surprising wildcards of this conference. Indianapolis is still gunning for that final spot even if it's a long shot. Miami and Cincinnati are still alive, but barely. There's been a lot of disappointment for teams this season, but there's still a chance they remembered the rules.
Don't get eliminated!
Sometimes you just have to remember the golden rule of Steeler football. When in doubt, trust the other team to repeatedly self-destruct. They were the better team in more than a few metrics, but this tale is one of the Browns repeatedly cutting themselves off at the knees. Sometimes that's all you need to get revenge for a snow globe game. It's standard black and gold fare otherwise. Use a balanced defensive attack to drive the ball and suffocate their offense with a vaunted front four. Even without George Pickens, Russell Wilson and Najee Harris make easy work of this battered unit. Their 10th win comes without a sweat. Then Browning happened. Famous Jameis has been blessed by the Lord and delivered from pick sixes. He wasn't delivered from his terribly delicious turnover vice. As he ponders this cruelty, Dustin Hopkins continues his quest to shank some of the easier kicks an NFLer can make. I swear, Chris Boswell usurped the power of every AFC North kicker for his own gain this year. And Kadarius Toney. Oh, you thought he was working at a Publix somewhere in Florida? No, he's trying to get himself cut from another team. Brain-dead personal foul penalties are merely the start of his idiocy. New York celebrates the greatest victory on the day. A muffed punt which all but sealed the game for Pittsburgh. Kadarius may be a two-time Super Bowl champ, but he's only winning locale of the week from this point forward. The chance to sweep Pittsburgh for the first time since 1988 has been lost. And this season is yet another lost one in a sea of them. The Factory of Sadness truly is in overdrive. 1 month left. Get your tickets to the postseason ready now or be left out in the cold. We know the drill by now. The AFC hasn't seen much change from last week. No clinchings, but Pittsburgh's one step closer. Houston, Baltimore, and Denver were on bye, but the Chargers lost to Kansas City's Black Magic, make it a three-way tie. It's not set in stone. Indianapolis is a paper-soft schedule to end the year. Beating Denver will go a long way towards a hilarious berth. Miami and Cincinnati are both still alive, but have a steep road ahead of them. You aren't out of the dance until you hear the dreaded words told to a few teams already. You know them by heart.
Don't get eliminated!
This is going to be a statement for whoever chooses to snag the win in the battle for the Keystone State. Like everything that goes through Pennsylvania, Philly grabs hold of the contest and never lets go. In fact, they imitate whatever is supposed to be a competition and strangles the life out of it early. Complete suffocation by the Eagles in every semblance of play. Tension between Jalen and AJ? Sure as hell didn't feel like it here. The passing attack finally emerged from its slumber against an elite defense on paper. Even with voodoo incantations from the sideline, the black and gold have no damn chance in hell. They try to keep up, but can't. In the end, Najee Harris whiffs on a basic toss play and hands the game off to the opposition. The Steelers weren't winning this, but it was simply the dagger to any hopes whatsoever. They must bow down to the Eagles' magnum opus. A 10-plus minute final drive killing them off for good. Philly simply showed Pittsburgh that they're not only second fiddle in the state, they're a jobber to the stars of the NFL itself. But that's just any given Sunday for the Steelers. As long as there isn't a crucial injury, they can just dust it off and call it a day. Oh, fuck! Looks like it might be a one and done for these boys yet again. Three games remain. This week was critical in deciphering the playoff formulas, but it doesn't mean that we're anywhere close to a solution. We need to go deeper. The AFC's number one seed is Kansas City's for now, but with Buffalo's tiebreaker and the Mahomes injury, things could be getting complicated there. The AFC North will be all but decided this Saturday. Steelers and Ravens locking horns. If Pittsburgh wins, they clinch it outright. If Baltimore breaks them, they control their own destiny there. The loser will secure a wildcard spot, and the other two are up for grabs. Denver's all but secured one with last week's win, but the Chargers are solely in 7th. They should make it barring a collapse. They do fall, Indy gets first rights, followed by Miami and Cincy. All three are on life support, however. Get ready. These words are gonna come in handy.
Don't get eliminated!
The Ravens are 1-9 against the Steelers in recent history. Regardless of what they try or feature, Baltimore always finds a way to shit the bed against the black and gold. For any chance of winning the AFC North, this has to change now. Good news is that it did. It's almost as if unleashing King Henry to run wild across the plains will lead to success. He destroyed worlds with his feet once again. The Ravens' offense finally showed up against Pittsburgh. It technically was against a backup secondary, but Lamar will not be deterred nonetheless. Especially when Chef Russ is cooking and burning the damn kitchen. Brother, you have to remember your baseball career and fucking slide. Pittsburgh had plenty of chances to win, but were consistently undone by their own fuck-ups. Turns out when the bullshit doesn't go your way, it's hard to overcome it. Even with a healthy TJ, they couldn't stop the Ravens. But the chef has one final course for us. It's a one-score game and Lamar throws a pass foreshadowing what's probably going to happen to him in January. Pittsburgh could go down the field to tie. Or Wilson can throw one of the worst fucking passes of the season. Seriously, Russ, what the fresh hell is this? You were doing so well getting away from your Denver form, yet hand the game to the Ravens on a silver platter. Baltimore stays alive in the division race by finally playing up to ability against these fools. About goddamn time. See, that's not so hard to do against the Steelers, is it? Keep doing that and you might go somewhere this year. The time has come to crunch. We're nearing the finish line. And there's still plenty of positions at the round table to play for. The number one seed in the AFC will be decided as such. Kansas City's a winning clinch. The Bills need to win out and the Chiefs to lose out to secure it. It's very possible considering their respective opponents. The AFC North is wide open after the Ravens win last week. However, the Steelers still control their own destiny. But if Pittsburgh slips up, Baltimore can make their move. The wildcard slots are pretty much set in stone, barring a collapse or two. Liquid LA and Denver are all but a shoo-in, just needing to win and they're in. The Broncos' opponents aren't exactly slouches, though. Indy, on the other hand, is playing glorified JV squads. Cincy and Miami are also chomping at the bit if they fall apart. Don't be left out in the cold, NFL world, lest you suffer the greatest humiliation.
Don't get eliminated!
Thursday afternoon football. If I were Netflix, I count the money and run. Massive ratings for teams playing 3 games in 11 days. Horrifically lopsided all around. Welcome to Steeler Nation. Ho, ho, horrible. We went from New England owning them as property to their spiritual successor in Kansas City owning them. Outcoached, outplayed, outschemed, and out-efforted. Chief bullshit more than bested Steeler bullshit in every sense of the word. A total disaster from their perspective. In less than 2 weeks, Pittsburgh had a chance to assert themselves as a lead and they reinforced narratives. I swear to God, this is becoming 2020 light and I'm gonna fucking break at the seams. Kansas City, in the meantime, stuck to the script and crushed their opposition. Travis Kelce securing over 1,000 receptions and setting the team record for touchdowns by a tight end. Apparently, all the Chiefs needed was to play a jobber to the stars. Enhancement talent to bring out the best in them as a franchise. Securing the #1 seed with authority. Yep, it's happening again. We knew it was going to, but we were just praying for that morsel of falso. They are inevitable. I welcome our overlords to their rightful place in the throne. Pray they show mercy and I be spared execution for treason. This week settled a lot of questions, particularly with seeding in the AFC. The contestants have dwindled to a few, but there are a couple of spots up for grabs, mainly in the AFC. The North is still undecided. Baltimore now controls their own destiny in this regard. Win and claim it. If they lose and Pittsburgh wins, the division will run through them instead. The final piece of the AFC puzzle is the 7th seed. Denver holds it for now, but a skid leaves them in danger. They're fortunately still win or tie and in. If they slip up, Miami gets the spot if they win. If Denver and Miami lose, Cincy will sneak into the picture. If everyone loses, the Broncos still get it. Oh, what a time it is to be a fan. The stakes are higher than ever. And there are 3 words that echo throughout time and space.
Don't get eliminated!
So here we are again. Same fucking script as years before. I bought the hype. The offense was doing things for once. I rode the Yinzermobile. They had a legit shot at the Super Bowl. 10-3, a chance to take the North, the opportunity to do everything imaginable. The Steelers chose the standard. Absolute collapse. Again. But hey, Tomlin got the most overrated stat in the world because of splash plays and fluke bullshit. They made the traditional get their asses kicked by a real team invitational. And they didn't have to have another team inexplicably self-destruct to do it. Week 18 was the apex. The Bengals had everything to play for, yet only have 4 guys that can do anything on their roster. I had the Bengals winning, but not for whatever the hell I witnessed here. Then we remember that their offseason solutions were Russell Wilson and Arthur Smith. This was some of the greatest clock management and play calling I've seen since Eberflus against the Lions. That's scheming at the end of the first half. Fuck's sake. The QB sneak on 3rd and 1 doesn't get it, so on 4th down you run a halfback dive with Jalen Warren. What the hell did you draft Najee for? Not that it matters since the QB has gone back to the standard it's been since 2018. Good lord, when a team needed Seattle Russ, he cooked up Carson Wentz against the Jags in 2021. What the fuck was that, my dude? I knew you were a low-end starter when the Steelers signed you, but it was as if Nathaniel Hackett was your coach. Checkdowns galore, terrible decisions trying to hero ball while having no chemistry with anyone. It was worth the experiment, but time to get the fuck out, buddy. Let's ride to the unemployment line and a starting job with the Giants. Don't worry, the O-line won't block Trey Hendrickson for shit either. You draft 2 tackles in the first round and Dan Moore's still your blindside blocker. But at least he shows up, unlike George Pickens. You're gonna pout and bitch during interviews. You're gonna argue with fans and anyone you come across. You're gonna take off plays and half-ass most routes you run and you put together that shit. GP made Carson Wentz look like John Elway. 1 reception for no yards. 4 drops. From a supposed #1. I knew it was gonna be 3 or 4 years before he ran himself off the team. And that's the only thing he's successfully doing. This entire franchise needs to grovel at the feet of TJ and Cam and beg for their eternal forgiveness. Wasting 2 more of their excellent seasons carrying this team on their backs while Patrick Queen misses tackles and Joey Porter Jr. and Minka do pretty much nothing. Sacrifice this pathetic offense in the hopes that they can stay healthy and do more anime shit to mask the million issues with the team philosophy and structure. But don't you worry, there's gonna be so much fluke bullshit and the opponent self-destructing that it's gonna give the morsel of hope. Pittsburgh had plenty of chances to commit grand larceny. Bengals special teams gifting the greatest present imaginable as the camera points towards Danny Smith like he did anything to make it happen. The Steelers offense shits it. But Boswell bails the team out for the 11 billionth time and they kick a 50-plus yard field goal. The Bengals just need a few first downs, yet they only have 4 players on their team. Zach Taylor's incompetence and high-end talent strike again. and the black and gold have a chance to shock everyone, even their fan base. But then we get to hell. That pathetic excuse of a 2-minute drill. One timeout, down by 2, all the momentum in the world, and you waste clock like it's going out of style. You might as well have handed Cincy the win right there. You burn a minute 40 and you gain 15 yards. 15! What the fuck are you doing, Russ? Hero balling with a barrage of checkdowns. Run out of bounds. Spike the fucking ball, my dude. Denver smug as hell right now, you know that? But the final third down, oh, that third down was something. This was one of the worst routes I've ever seen. At least I get what Russ was trying to do, even if he fucked it up. Pickens was... Ugh. I'm done with this cancer. You're gonna pull this shit, get the fuck off the team. Trade his ass for a third-round pick to Denver or something. Like Deontay and Chase and Juju and AB and Martavis before him. The circle of life. And then Freiermuth drops a pass like everyone else, and the season may as well have died right there. Since he was giving them every goddamn opportunity in the book to win, the Steelers kindly let it pass. One of the best ones thrown by them all game. Fuck off. Just go to Baltimore and fucking die. See you next year for the same damn shit as the last 7. The final stage is set. 14 teams remain and are ready to duel to the death. Only one shall remain. And the defending back-to-back contender receives a first-round bye to recharge their mana points for more bullshit. Gunning for revenge, Buffalo has a shot, but will have to take care of business against Denver first. The Ravens receive another showing of AFC North football. The rivalry with the Steelers will add another chapter after Pittsburgh's near-traditional collapse. Liquid LA usurps the 5th seed at the last moment and will travel to Houston to face an ailing fraud squad. In the NFC, the Lions stand tall, despite missing several limbs and vital organs. Coming in second, Philadelphia controls it and faces a team that's upended such a foe last season. Be careful with Green Bay. I'd also be careful if I were the commies. Tampa Bay's been playing with fire, and in their home stadium, it could be a nightmare. Meanwhile, Minnesota's forced to head to LA for a master versus apprentice showdown. Things are hopefully going to get spicy. What a difference a month makes. The chance at the AFC North title and legitimate championship contention is apparently too ambitious after a 10-3 start. The Steeler ways mediocrity, and 2020 lights the way to go. Well, boys, Tomlin got his over 500 record again. 9 and 8 Super Bowls been reached down to back it in. The jobber to the stars is all the reward they need. The cheap parlor tricks and sideshows get blown away by real teams. And with Russ playing the worst football of the season and George Pickens embracing the time-honored cancerous wideout tradition, fan apathy is at record highs. This team is either going to get destroyed by the Ravens or have the most fluke win when they should lose by 30. And the worst part is that nothing's going to change, and they'll be using TJ Watt and Chris Boswell as crutches for the next 5 years. Why have a consistent offense when you can have splash plays and fluke bullshit? Before you say anything, this is how Tomlin wants this team run. Why do you think Arthur Smith's here? This season has taken us from football heaven to the depths of unwatchable hell. When there's money to be made, the product does not matter. Yet the playoffs are a different beast. In the end, there can be only 2 contenders dueling for the ultimate prize. I'm not even going to try to be optimistic it's going to be Chiefs versus Eagles. The matchup no one outside those cities want because the football gods desire salt. They're shitposters at heart. Very predictable ones, but I respect the dedication. We all hope for something different, but we said that last year. Look what happened. Regardless, good luck to all teams involved. They're probably going to need it. I expected nothing, and I was somehow still disappointed. I had a feeling Baltimore was going to piss whip this collapsing team into oblivion, but this was humiliation. The score does it no justice. The most expensive defense in football can't stop an RPO or make a tackle. Tomlin's baby got wrecked for almost 300 yards on the ground. Over 225 of them after contact. There were only a handful of people that gave a shit or even bothered to care. I saw a team that quiet quit. The game merely inconvenienced them from their vacations to Cancun. Welcome to the Bengals under Marvin Lewis. Mike Tomlin should have been canned back in 2018, yet he's still here because RD2's living in his fears. Nothing will change. The new standard is the true standard. This organization's embraced mediocrity. See ya for the same shit next year, folks.